Hi, this is Amber. So let's look at another tool that we can use to make choice boards. Oftentimes choice boards are created with links to other things. So you go to the choice board, you click on it, and it takes you somewhere else. The tool we're going to look at now is called Wakelet, and there is a way that you can click and go somewhere else, but there are also ways that it embeds the content in the tool and makes it a little more dynamic to use. Also, this tool itself has so many built-in accessibility tools that it's really great for use with a variety of students and with different learning needs. So this is a great tool to use. I love Wakelet. So I'm going to focus strictly on showing you how to use this particular tool to create a choice board. So right now what you're looking at is a sample of a Wakelet choice board, and what you'll see is there's text, there's areas where you can click show more and get a little more content. There's also images that you can click and go to that are a little larger. The videos are here, so if I click on it, it's going to open in a window and play for me. If I have an activity tool, I can click on show more and it's got links in here. So I'm really just opening it in this one page. But what I want to show you is really cool is anything that has this little book with a speaker. This is called Microsoft's Immersive Reader, and it's built into the Wakelet tool. It just comes with it. So anytime you put text into a box on Wakelet, when you click this box, it opens into a new page. And this is your Immersive Reader page where you can see it's taken all of the content and put it here so that I actually have a play button.
Activity number 2. How do you capture characters' thoughts?
So you can see I can have this read aloud to me. Additionally, there's some voice settings, so I can choose the speed or the gender. Also, for those students who have some visual issues that maybe need the text larger or need to have a dark background with light text, there's a way to do that as well. The last thing I want to show you about this particular Immersive Reader tool is actually over in the reader preferences. So if I'm someone that needs only 1 or 2 lines at a time of text as I'm reading, this is a great way to focus your lines in. And if I'm someone that is not an English speaker, or I'm struggling with my English and the main point of this is for them to understand the directions, I can actually switch it to another language and have it translated and even have it read aloud in a different language. So this is a great way to be able to use this tool with students who, no matter what their learning needs are, or if they're a non-English speaker, you can put some text in here. All I had to do to create this was put text in a box, and I automatically got all those tools, and add YouTube videos, and it plays right in it. So just a couple things I want to show you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to use Wakelet specifically for making choice boards, and I'll go over how to add boxes with text and how to add some other things that you may want to put into your choice board. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go to wakelet.com and create an account. Now my suggestion is when you go to wakelet.com, I'll log out here so that you can see. When you go to wakelet.com, it's going to have a button that says sign up, it's free, or at the top, sign up. When you click sign up, it's free, one of the choices is to continue with Google. We highly recommend that you use your HCPS&C Google account and just create your account using that, so you don't have to remember another password. So I'm going to go ahead and log in to the tool so that I can show you how to use it. So I'm going to log in with my Google account, and you'll see how this works once you create your account. It's just going to log me in with my HCPS Google account. So I have quite a few collections here, but we're not worrying about even what that really means, because we're super focusing on how to use this for a choice board. So the first thing you're going to want to do is think of your choice board as a collection. So I'm going to click on create a new collection. And what you'll want to do is give your choice board a title. So I'm going to go ahead and enter a title here for the choice board that I'm making. So what you'll notice is I've put in a title and I've also put in a description so that students will know what the board is about and how to use the board. So this is in the title and the description field. Before we learn about adding things to it, I do want to show you that you can add a cover image and a background image to make your board more interesting. To add a cover image, you're going to click on it and choose to either upload one of your own images or choose from library. The great thing about Wakelet is it comes with complete access to Unsplash, which is a copyright-free tool to get high-quality images. So I'm going to go ahead and choose an image from the library. You simply search for your image, whatever search term you'd like. Since this is for week 4, I decided to use the number 4 in my image. Once you've entered your image, you can edit it by repositioning it or removing it or choosing a different one. And you can choose half cover or full cover image. I'm going to choose half cover just because I don't need it to be that large. Now for your background, you're going to go over to the gear in the far left corner and you're going to choose add a background image. Quick tip, choose something that's a texture instead of something specific so that it will just be a subtle background. I chose bricks for my background to carry out the bricks. So now that you have your header image and your background image, the main point of making your choice board is adding content to it. And so what you're going to do is click on the plus sign, and there are some different things you can add. Now for your choice boards, you're probably going to use just a few of these choices. You'll probably want to add websites, text, perhaps YouTube links, images, PDFs, or something from Google Drive. There's also the option to create a video with Flipgrid, which is a short video where you can talk to your kids and give them directions for your choice board. So that's an option you may want to use as well. For this, we're going to keep it simple and we're going to work on adding URLs, text, YouTube, and images and PDFs. So the first thing I want to do on my grid is add some text. So I'm going to click the Add Text button and show you that when you are using the Add Text feature on Wakelet, you do have bold, italics, and underline. You have some header tools. You also have some alignment and bullets, and you have the ability to add links. Do you remember earlier when we clicked on that Immersive Reader button? Anything you add in a text box will automatically get that Immersive Reader. So this is a great place to put your directions and particular information that you think might be helpful to be read aloud or to be viewed in that Immersive Reader, whether it's in a different language or to use that size tool or the dark background with light text tool. Anything you put in these text boxes will be able to utilize those tools. So I'm going to add some text in my box. Now that I have some text, I'm going to use my tools to make some things pop in my description. So view the documentary, I'm probably going to want to link to the documentary so I can highlight it, use the link, and put the link address here. So this is where I would paste a YouTube URL or Vimeo. So I'm going to add that link. So now you'll notice it becomes a hyperlink. Then this is complete the reflection guide. So I'll want to go through the same process and link that reflection guide to this portion. So once you've finished, and again you can bold and italicize some things if you'd like to emphasize them. So I'm going to click done and you'll see that this is going to be the first choice. Now I did just put links in this box, but if I wanted to put the actual documentary here, one of the things that you can leverage here is the layout. And for layout right now it's in media view, which means each of the elements is going to be top to bottom layered 1, 2, 3, 4, very linear. But what I'd like to suggest is that you use something called grid view if you're wanting to organize your choice board. And so you'll notice I've got my choice here, but maybe I want to put either my reflection guide or the documentary to the right of it. So what I'm going to do is click the plus sign that's under the choice board so it will go right next to it, and I'm going to go ahead and link my reflection guide. Now the thing that we used earlier was text. Well, I do have the ability to insert something from Google Drive, or I could upload a PDF, whichever one was my reflection guide. So I'm going to go ahead and click Upload PDF, and I'm going to choose a PDF here. And you'll notice as I upload it, it pops in here. Now, one of the things that I want to show to you is that when a PDF is uploaded, it puts this semi-unattractive PDF logo. And so one of the things that you can do when you upload a PDF is you can click on the pencil and edit it, and I can actually upload an image. So this is supposed to be my reflection guide. So what I could do is go to choose from library and put an image that kind of reflects that. So I'm going to look up the word reflection. And here's someone really thinking, this person's really reflecting. So you can actually put in a picture. Then it puts the name of the PDF, and a lot of times names of files are not very reader or viewer friendly. So I can just simply call this reflection guide, and that will make this much easier for my students. Now notice there's even a place to add a description. So I could put download and complete this file using Cami tools. And then I can click done. So now instead of that unattractive PDF, I've not only linked it here, I've given it an image that's more representative, I've titled it, and I've even given them directions. So a lot of times when you put links in a choice board, you don't have the ability to control that much about it. And so that's why Wakelet is a really cool tool to use for choice boards. So now for choice 1, I have all the elements in this row that I need, the directions, and even linked the guide here. So they're going to view this linked documentary, they're going to complete this reflection guide, and then they're going to turn it in. And they know they have to choose 2 of these activities. So now when I'm ready to do the next activity, I'm going to click down beneath choice 1, and I'm going to add another text box that has the choice 2 directions. Okay, so now I have choice 2, and I'm ready to add my resource element. So this time I'm going to add an image. So I'm going to go to images, and I'm going to upload an image. I'm asking them to design an artwork inspired by this piece of art. So what I want you to see is what happens when you upload an image. The image pops into the box, and it has this little logo here that says image. Well, if I click on that pencil, I can actually add photo credits and a description. So after I put that there, I can click done. So now what you see is I've put up an image, I've given it some credits, and I've also given it some directions underneath. So again, what's really cool about Wakelet is I'm able to put even more content as I'm sharing content. So we've looked at how to add text, how to add images, and how to do PDFs. So now what I want to look at is how to add URLs and something from YouTube and Google Drive. So for URLs, this actually works with anything. So if I had a website that I wanted to share, I would simply paste the link. So if I wanted to share the Museum of Fine Arts link, I can click that, and notice it immediately starts adding some content. It puts the title of the website and a little bit of the text. Now I could leave it like this, but I could also come in and tell them what I want them to do here. I'm going to go ahead and in this case use this as the part of the title and say let's explore the Museum of Fine Arts in Boston. So I can actually make some changes here, and instead of leaving this because they're going to discover that when they're there, I can tell them what they need to do. So now I've changed the title and the description. You'll also notice if there are multiple pictures, you can click through those images and choose one that you'd prefer to use, or you can also upload one of your own or choose from the library if there's not one that works. So now I've got a link here that's going to go somewhere, and again I would have done a choice 3 and put that there, but in the interest of time I just want to show you how to add these other tools. So if I wanted to do YouTube, I can do it this way and click that here and search for it and add it. And when you've added a YouTube video, again, you're going to get the pencil, and you can change what title is there, and you can change the text as well. So you still have those little editing tools. The last thing I want to show you is uploading something from your Google Drive. When you are using Google Drive, this literally just searches your drive. You will want to make sure that the sharing settings are set so that you can share it this way. This is not like Google Classroom where you add from Drive and it takes care of the settings for you, the sharing settings. You're going to want to make sure that it's shared appropriately with the people that you need to have access to it, depending on who you're sharing your Wakelet with. But when you click on Share from Drive, you do have to sign in with Google, so you'll just click that information and sign in again, and it will start searching your Drive. So when you found something that you want to share, you can click that and click select, and then it's going to add it into your Wakelet collection. But again, if you do not have the sharing settings correct, the person's not going to be able to look at it. I would highly recommend when you share something from Google Drive that you do go into the pencil. It's fine to leave the snapshot image that it pulls over, but you may want to change the name and add a description so that it gives some emphasis and some information about whatever it is you're sharing. So again, you would continue to do your choices and a resource, choice and a resource, and I just showed you the last 3 resources in the interest of time because I'm sure that you see how easy it is to add that text. So those are the things that you would do in your choices. So once you get things added and you're happy with it, your next piece of it is to sort of think about the privacy of it. So at the top right hand corner, you will notice that you have the ability to make it public, which means everyone can see it and everyone can search for it, or unlisted. You're certainly welcome to share it with the world. That's totally up to you. What I normally do when I'm using this with students for a choice board is I do unlisted, and then I'm going to show you how to share it to Google Classroom. So I'm going to go ahead and set this as unlisted because I want my students to be able to get to it. And then I'm going to click the Done button. So when you click Done, you'll notice this is viewing it like your students will. So I see there's the Immersive Reader button for when I need it. It's there for me to use. And I can also see that I'm going to be able to just click here and go to a website. Again, click here and view a video. So great tools that I can put into my choice board. Now when you're ready to share it with students, you're going to go to the Share button at the very top. So I can click Share, and you'll notice there's a Google Classroom button right there. So all you have to do is click Google Classroom, locate your class, create an assignment, and your choice board goes right there. You could also copy the link. There's that option as well. So that is how you create and share a choice board using Wakelet. I hope you enjoy using this tool. It's got lots more features, but we just want to focus on choice boards for now. So enjoy having fun riding the Wakelet wave.